Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. This is the first of a few videos I'm going to do about preparing my R1250GS for some rallies here in the UK. If when I say rallies you're thinking of maybe something like the Dakar, it's not going to be that. There's an organisation here called RallyMoto that run a number of rally events which use both regular paved roads and legal unsurfaced roads, which are sometimes called green lanes here in the UK. And they are designed for big bikes, and though I have few bikes to choose from here in the garage, I thought I would actually have a go at doing it on my GS. I've ridden a GS off-road before at the BMW Off-Road Skills School. I know they have a bit of a reputation of never leaving the tarmac and maybe just being an adventure-looking tourer, but they are actually quite capable on trails as long as you're prepared to suffer the consequences when you drop them. So in this video it's just going to be an introduction to all the changes that I'm going to make to the bike. What I'll then do is I'll do a few separate videos where I'm actually making those modifications and doing the changes, and then hopefully I'll be able to go out and record some of the rally events that I do this year on the bike itself. So this is it, this is what I'm going to fit to the bike. So first of all I have a tablet, and this tablet has actually got the RallyMoto app with the Roadbook installed, the Roadbook application installed on it, and I need to fit this to the bike. So the tablet I've gone for is a Samsung Galaxy Tab Active 3, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it did seem to be one of the popular ones for use on motorcycles because I think it's vaguely shockproof and waterproof and hopefully won't die while I'm out and about. Now this comes with a few things. One of them is this sort of extra cradle that's kind of sort of slightly rubbery, and then you take that and you fit it to this, which is a device-specific ram mount cradle that goes with it, and I think that goes together something like that, and then I think this top bit is sprung so it's easily to put in and out. Now that alone is not enough, because you also have to fit this to the bike. Now what I'm planning to do to actually fit it to the bike is it's got these 4 holes, this sort of amps mounting, and for that, off of eBay, I got this, which is a sort of bolt through mount that will, I think, just go on the back of there like that and will clamp around a bar, which hopefully keep it in the right place. So what I then needed was a bar, and Touratech make a GS specific. Of course they do. Touratech makes so many things for the GS, but this is a bar that fits on the handlebar mountings. I'm going to try this in the first instance. What I don't know is whether it's going to be too low to use, but I'll certainly put it on, using this to begin with, using that clamp to attach that and then attach the tablet to it, and to see how I get on. If that doesn't work, my plan B is I have a ram ball mount that I can put on. I can put a longer arm on, also put a ram mount on the back of the tablet mount, and hopefully that will be an alternative if I need to lift it up a bit more. That I think is everything for the tablet. Next thing is power for it. Now on the 1250GS, and I think on a lot of BMW's bikes, there's a 12-volt socket just to the right of the instruments. Now you can get USB adapters that go in it, but there's a company in the UK called Nippy Normans, and they actually make a twin USB adapter which will go in instead of the 12-volt socket. Now I never plug anything into it. I don't have my charger that goes into it. I don't have any heated clothing that goes into it. So for me, I've never actually used that socket on the bike at all. So I'm going to replace that with this Nippy Normans dual USB socket, and I'm going to use that to run the Samsung Galaxy Android tablet. That's that. The next thing I'm going to do is I have some alternate handguards. The BMW handguards that come on the bike, they're just made of plastic. They're very good at keeping the wind off your hands. I'm not sure how many times they would survive if they were dropped. So I have some bark busters, and I've got their storm covers to go on top of them. I went for white because the ones that are on the bike are white, and well, I thought it was like for like replacement. I'm sure lots of people use these on their bikes. I know they're very popular on dual sports as well. It's just 2 very strong aluminium bars which wrap around the front of the hand grips, and then these plastic covers go on top, and the plastic covers are interchangeable. Now the next thing, and this may also be related to what I do with the tablet, is the windscreen on my GS is actually quite big. And while that's great when you're cruising down a motorway, it's not so great if you're trying to watch the road ahead and you need a bit more space in the cockpit. So BMW actually make a rally screen, which I have here. I actually didn't buy this specifically for this purpose. I bought it because I did a tour around Europe on my GS, and it was so hot because there's no airflow, so that even the mesh jacket I was wearing wasn't really helping. So I thought if I get the little screen whenever I go anywhere hot, then that will help with the airflow and help to keep me cool. It will also hopefully give me a bit more room to mount the tablet if I decide that down low is too low down, and instead I want to have it up maybe where the BMW nav bracket is. That's everything that's on the table, I think. The other change I'm going to be making to the bike is on the wheels and tyres. Now, there's nothing wrong with the tyres that came on it. They were Bridgestone AX41s, but they really are a road tyre that you could just about take on a gravel road. I'm sure in dry weather, when there's no mud, and maybe if I'm careful, I probably could use those for the event. However, I spent a long time keeping an eye on eBay for a second set of wheels that were black, that would fit this bike, and I finally found some. The front one had a couple of broken spokes, which I've fixed, and I've got these Metzler Karoo 4 tyres, which you can still ride with them on road, but they are definitely a bit more trail orientated. They're not quite a full block pattern. Again, I'd used the Karoo 3s at the BMW Off-Road Skills School, so I'm kind of hoping that this newer version of the tyre will be ideal for these sorts of events. So I'm going to put those wheels on the bike instead of the wheels that are on there at the moment, and hopefully that will be everything, at least for a start. So that's it. That's my quick introduction to the rally preparation for my R1250GS. This is actually the 1250GS Rallye, but I think that's just a name. So I hope all that makes sense. I'm not going to do a video for every little piece that's off the back of it, but I probably will split it into maybe 2 or 3 or at the most 4 videos. I think one of them will be replacing the 12-volt USB socket with the Nippy Norman's one, because I think that might be useful to people on its own. I'll do another one for fitting the handguards, and then I'll do another one for fitting the bracket, the Touratech bracket, and wiring in the tablet. I think I'll probably tag doing the wheels onto one of the other ones. I think if you've got one of these bikes, you probably already know how to do the wheels, because it's the single-sided swing arm. The rear wheel actually just bolts on. It's like changing a car wheel. I don't think that's worth a video on its own. The same with removing the front wheel, and the fact you can do it all on the center stand means I don't even need to jack the bike up. I hope that all makes sense. The rest of the videos will be coming up on the channel in the next few days, and then hopefully there'll also be some content from the rallies themselves, so I can show you what that is all about. It's all completely new to me. I've never done anything like this before. RallyMoto seem to be a very organised and well set up organisation, and I know several people that have done their events already, and they say it's a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and all the videos on that will be coming in the next few days, weeks and months. I hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has, maybe I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.